and gentlemen, good in this time. So I coming with Jacob Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa, ladies and gentlemen. So let's hear what is going on about Cyril Ramaphosa believes South Africa is not safe because of Zuma. All right. Cyril Ramaphosa believes South Africa is not safe because of Zuma. My voice has changed, ladies and gentlemen, because I was busy somewhere. All right, thank you very much for tuning in. Please, before we go, ladies and gentlemen, President Cyril Ramaphosa has again Jacob Zuma for being an abuser of power who only cares for himself and not the state of the nation. Ramaphosa sent condolences after Zuma's brother July unrest, and he said South Africa needs protection from him. The president knows that he is the root of the problem, as he still does not want to get arrested, and there is nothing that the current president can do to try and counteract it, to stop in such a way that it will help everyone. The ANC is a very organized association that does good for the people it loves. Now Zuma's old administration is being broken down into pieces simply because it did not follow the correct protocol, which was meant to help the country improve its structure, not people who wasted money on women and overseas trips or visit for pleasure using state resources. Mzansi, let's continue. The president first took out Ace Mahashule, and he did not believe it because he also tried to suspend the president, which is the highest form of office in the republic. He was soon put to rest by the South Africa. The president first took out Ace Mahashule, and he did not believe it because he also tried to suspend the president, which is the highest form of office in the republic. He was soon put to rest by South African media. Now he is muted. Calling him an abuser will not change the fact that the man is very powerful without ownership of any media house. Like how politicians were able to abuse power in recent years simply because they owned a strategic asset that could cause mayhem in the republic, like the July 2021 unrest during the lockdown. Zuma and Ramaphosa never liked each other ever since Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma lost to him in the 2017 ANC conference. They thought it would be a walkthrough for the ex-wife of Zuma, but it became a completely different situation when the president had a budget of 300 million to win the 2018 elections. So, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me for my voice. I was shouting when we crossed over, praying, singing, shouting. So, but I hope you can be able to listen to me to hear. So, thank you very much. Stay tuned. Mzansi react as Cyril Ramaphosa promises to return 3 billion stolen from Guyana bulk water project. That's Ramaphosa promising to bring back the money which has been stolen. President Cyril Ramaphosa visited the site of the abandoned 3 billion Guyana bulk water project in Lepompo and viewed to bring those responsible to justice, aiming to bring potable water to the neighborhood. The project has been dodged by delays and accusation of corruption ever since it was first conceived in 2014. Mzansi, let's go. The Special Investigating Unit is still investigating into the issue surrounding the project, but Minister of Water and Sanitation Senzo Mchunu has stated that he is convinced that the project is back on track and that his department is doing everything in its ability to deliver on its promise. To think that 8 years of corruption on the part of the ANC has left the people of Guyana without access to safe drinking water is devastating. Let's hope Cyril Ramaphosa follows through on his promise to restart the project now that he is in charge, who will be held accountable for the project many earlier failures, such as delays and corruption, remains to be seen. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let us go. Ramaphosa makes his move to quash Zuma's private prosecution bid. Ramaphosa makes his move to quash Zuma's private prosecution bid. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, are you ready, Mzansi? Let's go. President Cyril Ramaphosa is seeking to have the summons against him declared invalid and set aside. Ladies and gentlemen, Mzansi, come, let's go. President Cyril Ramaphosa wants the High Court in Pretoria to issue an order declaring the summons served on him for his private prosecution unlawful, invalid, and to be set aside. Mzansi, let us go. Here's a predecessor, Jacob Zuma, is behind the private prosecution attempt. In papers filed to the court on Monday, Ramaphosa sought to have the matter heard urgently. He listed Zuma, the Director of Public Prosecutions in KwaZulu-Natal, the National Prosecuting Authority, which is NPA, and a Registrar of the High Court in Johannesburg as a respondent in the case. Let's go, Mzansi. While he wants to let me read it again. While he waits for the ruling on his application, Ramaphosa wants an interdict to stop the respondents from taking any further steps to give effect to the nolle prosequi certificate issued to Zuma by the NPA on November 21 and the summons issued by the registrar on December 15 and 21. Zuma has instituted a private prosecution against Ramaphosa over his alleged failure to adequately deal with allegations of improper conduct against State Advocate Billy Donner. The summons was issued after Ramaphosa's political opponents failed to topple him in Parliament over the Phala Phala report before the ANC's recent elective conference. All right, let's go. Mzansi, let us go. Watch Jacob Zuma react to the announcement of top 7 results. Let's go, Mzansi. Former President Jacob Zuma was so taken aback by the reveal of the top 7 in such that he was unable to express his thoughts on the matter. Zweli Mkhize's early supporter and endorser, Jacob Zuma, was dismayed to learn that none of the candidates he backed had made the top 7. Yeah, it's an outcry. Mzansi, let us go. When asked for their thoughts on the top 7 election outcomes, former South African President Jacob Zuma joked that he would not be running for office this year. He was at a loss for words. As disappointing as the results were for his candidate, it was heartening to see Jacob Zuma laughing and joking about them. They had all had a really tough time campaigning and lobbying. It was time to put aside differences and work together to strengthen the ANC and the country. now that the conference was finished and the results were known. Let's go Mzansi. Bekim Tolo says ANC members who vote against the president should be expelled. As a result, some ANC officials are keeping their power dry until they know the fate of ANC members who voted against party advice. The recent events surrounding the vote to impeach Ramaphosa by Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma and others are currently commanding the majority of media attention. Nkosazana, Phuma Singene, Dlamini-Zuma and KZN ANC Provincial Secretary must be expelled from ANC. Jacob Zuma is misleading you. Shameful. Mzansi, let us go. Many people have opinions regarding what she did. She will retain no animosity toward the president, despite the fact that she expects to be redeployed from a current position. But the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal believes that its opponents should be punished for their votes. Bheki Mtolo has stated that those who voted to accept Section 89 should resign immediately, as the party will be forced to suspend them if they do not. He urges or argues that parties cannot give their members a carte blanche when it comes to portraying the party. As we have seen, the KZN leaders care more about the ANC as a whole than they do about any one person. We all know the Zumas wanted KZN's top officials to be on their side rather than the ANC's. When Zuma gave a big speech about how crooked Ramaphosa is, Bheki Mtolo was the one who defended him, saying that he is not corrupt, and this was one of the reasons why they once said that the ANC leadership in KwaZulu-Natal is full of sellouts. They had no idea this would occur. She was criticized for casting a vote against the president despite having no other options. She had been consulting with Gandla, but they are both devastated by Ramaphosa's continued presidency. After the parliamentary vote, Duduzile Zuma and his ILK made no fuse. Ladies and gentlemen, so I'm about to wrap right now. On the 10th of January 2023, this will be happening between Jacob Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa. In a private prosecution case, it will be Ramaphosa versus Zuma on January 10, 2023, ladies and gentlemen. A year of strained relations between Cyril Ramaphosa, the current president of the African National Congress, and his predecessor, Jacob Zuma, seems certain this 2023. On January 10, 2022, the High Court in Johannesburg will hear an application by South African and ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa to interdict a private prosecution against him by Zuma. Jacob Zuma, former president of South Africa and the leader of the African National Congress, is set on pursuing his attempt to have Cyril Ramaphosa, the current president, personally prosecuted. President Cyril Ramaphosa's application to interdict former President Jacob Zuma's private prosecution against him will be heard at the High Court in Johannesburg on January 10. A South African official has stated that the president's inability to wait until January 19 to attend to court is an abuse of power, because the indicator or indicators of him to be excused in this case, the court date was intended to be on the 10th of January. President Cyril Ramaphosa will resign in the next 10 days, Professor Sizulu reports. Let's hear what he says. It has now been long overdue that the country will withstand the tactics that have been objected to by the President of South Africa. This is because ever since he became the president of the ANC in 2017, nothing tangible has come out to save the country from the shame it is currently facing, ladies and gentlemen. The issue of load shedding has now become the biggest turn-off to those that thought Ramaphosa is the perfect, to those that thought Ramaphosa is the perfect candidate to find urgent solutions to the current problems. Even though the President of South Africa will be addressing the nation, but his plans of executing those plans have been a problem. This is because the ANC members love talking with no action, and this has affected how the people see the ruling. A random person on Twitter has now given Ramaphosa only days to resign, and this is because he feels Ramaphosa's time in the ANC is overdue, and his being the face of the ANC is not doing the people's justice. Okay, let us go. JG kumbe Jacob Gedlehlekisa Zuma Foundation says it is glad Ramaphosa has decided to take their private prosecution seriously. The JG Zuma establishment says it is wonderfully astonished that President Cyril Ramaphosa has at last wake up with respect to the confidential arraignment brought against him by previous President Jacob Zuma. Ladies and gentlemen, there is too much news, so I won't finish if I would want to say everything. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Till we meet next time, ladies and gentlemen. Please subscribe if you have never subscribed, so that when I bring you again the news about Ramaphosa and Jacob Zuma or any other things, you will be on the know of everything.